I'm Patrick Watson, and I play piano, I sing, I do producing of records, I mix. I just do a lot of different things in music. Today I just set up kind of my work in progress live, kind of solo piano crazy kit up there. I kind of wanted to work on the ambient electronic sounds and just be able to like have all sorts of different colors come from just me.
Whatever follows you in the dark, whatever follows you in the dark, whatever follows you in the dark.
I don't know, it's a strange thing. I guess some people have that daunting task of choosing something. And I feel that there was no real other choice for me. I just didn't really work very well in the real world, you know. I feel like I make music to make my body feel better. I don't know if it's more complicated than that, you know. I was in music school and I heard Bjork for the first time. Bjork's music had like all this like really interesting classical influences, and just the way it was constructed really spoke to me in the way that I was like, my also passion was Debussy at the time, and there's something between those two that led me to being like, oh, maybe I can sing songs. And maybe I'll find a way of doing it my way that's not ridiculous.
Oh, won't you come? Oh, won't you count me in?
It's always fun playing music. I love playing it. To be honest, like playing piano in Paris in general is really fun. It's Piano City, what do you want? I got Satie, Debussy from, you know, long history of great pianists. I usually don't play keyboards a lot. I always play real piano, so I'm pretty sensitive to these kind of things. The action is pretty cool though. I did like the action. You know, and it's got a nice feel to it. It's enjoyable to play, which is already a good start. I know it's a much more complex keyboard. I mean, at one point I was using this for the drums, which is really lovely too. Yeah, I thought that was really fun. Mainly, not that it doesn't exist before, but it's just got the sensitivity on the pads is really quite lovely too. I mean, I'm not a deep menu kind of guy in general in live, so like obviously this is meant not to be too deep menu, and I know that this is something that obviously goes into Ableton. You can launch your stuff, and then you can also, all the Arturia plugins, I know that this all routes and stuff like that. I did try the KeyLab in the last live show I did, the smaller one as well, and it was like -20, so it worked. Like for this time, I just had what I was using on the piano is I have one kind of granular synth thing made out of my own piano from home. So that's underneath the piano thing, something I usually make, and then that way I have a little bit of home underneath the piano. But the piano sounds really nice too. The software you guys had is pretty good. And then on top of that, I got a little secret piano's going through the modular. So you're getting kind of all those like really old school kind of effects on top of the piano, which is nice. And that's like a secret weapon DO, but that's part of the modular. It's a longer conversation. And this, if I, let's see if I bring this. I mean, most of my patches are quite random. They always have an element of random. So what I probably use this for is all the different layers of my piano sound, to be honest. It'd be for me anyways. And I think always having at least one random element, so the sound is like a little bit unpredictable. So if it's playback style, everything's just never the same.
And we wandered around the town just like The streets were swallowed by the bottles on the ground.
We're researching how to integrate laptop DAWs and keyboards and synths in a way that has as much of a performance quality as possible. And I guess since the beginning of electronic instruments, the question of the keyboard and how to interact with electricity has been this kind of new challenge, you know? And so I guess Arturia is a company that I would say found a really practical way of kind of like interaction that you can play live without having your laptop on stage kind of vibe, and I appreciate that. And for me, I've always used Arturia in a very live scenario, you know? KeyStep Pro. There's no sequencer I like better, and I got a half routed to my modular, so I have like 4 different instruments. Like on this guy, I have my bass sound, I think, using the old Verbos. This guy, I got my bells on it from Rings, which is mutable. It's classic. This one, I usually have like, this is my synth line. The step edit works. You still have time shifts. You have the slide, which is really important if you're doing drums. You have the random if you get rid of some of the notes. I just find it such an easy thing to sequence quickly, so I don't really lose any time. And I'm like, I can make a patch for my modular the day of the gig and be like, okay, I want to redo that whole patch and redo it, and it takes me like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's pretty fucking cool. It's awesome, you know? I feel like this thing is like totally such a well-designed beast for this kind of integration of a setup that I use and stuff like that. Basically what I do is like, I have like 3 different processes. Like I'll do the writing on like a piano and stuff like that in that world. Then I'll record a bunch of stems, loads of modular takes, random takes, and I would just like do like, you know, hours. And then I'll go into Ableton, and then I would edit through that, and then I would take those stems and then put them into this, and then be able to play it live. I am a firm believer in like creativity and imagination is like a muscle, and if you're not using it every day, I think it's like, I can speak for myself. Like if I don't write for 3 weeks, it will take me a month before I write anything with any value. And if I write every day, I feel like your quality of your output is just really good, and then you get really lucky sometimes. But I always keep the motors running because I find it too much work to turn it on and off. And then when I turn it off, it's like it's a real pain in the ass. So I choose not to. And I really enjoy the privilege of making noise in the morning. Like I really enjoy my job, you know? I like the idea that I get to go turn some modular knobs and do a little piano, and super fancy, you know, to be able to do that. So I work hard because I don't want to lose that, you know? I feel like, you know, they're gonna figure me out and fire me. They'll be like, dude, you're not a professional. You're pretending. I love sound. Like it's my passion. I really enjoy making noise.